Nowadays, machine learning concepts are widely using. So we need to understand the machine learning concept, and SAP has given some scope items for machine learning. So machine learning for accruals management, the scope ID 3NF. This is the scope ID is required for 2VB PO accruals process. For the scope ID, mandatory scope ID is 2VB we need to implement. So before discussing this machine learning for accruals management, we need to understand 3 points. One is the scope ID additional license is required, and this is not a default activation. We need to raise ticket to SAP to activate under component FI under FI-GL and -GL -AC. And the mandatory scope ID is 2VB PO accruals. Okay, the purchase order accruals 2VB scope item has been enhanced here with the machine learning based recommendation service. The objective of the machine learning service is to learn from past accruals decisions, okay, to apply the knowledge to a new business situation, and to make recommendations for the reasonable adjusted value for each purchase order accrual. The recommendations from the algorithm are seamlessly integrated in the user interface. To use this scope item, you must also use the purchase order accruals 2VB scope item. Key process flows: train accruals prediction model, infer accruals from prediction model, review purchase order accruals, review purchase order accruals for cost accountant. These are all the 4 process flows. What is the business benefit for the scope ID? Provide flexible configuration options for calculation and posting of the accruals. Provide the option for the review process for the monthly accrual amounts. Supports monitoring and approval for accruals. So supports the typical period and closing activity accruals postings. Learn from past accrual decisions and apply the knowledge to new business situations to make recommendations for the reasonable adjusted value for each purchase order accruals. Integrate recommendations from the algorithm into the UI seamlessly. So we'll discuss and we'll see in the system. So the main object of scope ID 3NF we discussed.